Hello my fellow space engineers, welcome back to the second episode of Proxima Beyond. Last session we salvaged 3 large vessels adrift in space and using them to build our station, a term we will currently place between the quotation marks. I want to say a heartfelt thank you to all your comments and suggestions. They have sparked some ideas on how we can evolve our journey, and your engagement will be the fuel for this adventure and the episodes to come. With the foundation prepared as best as possible, we can now relax a little and focus on crafting an exploration scout from the remnants of our finds. Now, we hacked about just anything on these ships except for the batteries, and as you can see it says access denied, and I'm currently gonna have to leave them unhacked until we find some power cells, or fingers crossed, a assembler to be able to replace the lost power cells after we hack them. I did look in the suggested hacking computer mod and it sounds very interesting, but I'm afraid it would make this challenge a little too easy for now, but I will keep it in consideration. Perhaps we could block the use of it behind a self-imposed milestone or something. So what I'm gonna have to do, we're gonna have to clear away some of the blocks. And I will also have to look into some extra light, I think. I cannot check my batteries, so I cannot see how they are recharging or whatever. But we know that we have somewhere a reactor. It's currently at 10. I think we came from 17. Time left 6 days, it says. 1 week. 4 days. Interesting. Current output. I don't know what's going on here. Is this recharging batteries, maybe? It could be. So maybe we should just turn off. Let me see if I can then, let's see, access denied. We do have an AI control module. Yeah, of course. I forgot about that one. We need to find that one as well. All right. I think that's going to be the focus first. So what I'm going to do, we are going to make a little bit of a better foundation here. Make sure that everything is still connected while I'm clearing up all the damaged steel plate. I should also start thinking about making my own faction, I think, because I think some of the future factions will be neutral to us, as long as we don't attack them. But we will have to be a faction ourselves. So I'm gonna have to start thinking about a faction name. So if you guys have any suggestions, now is the time before we do this. Yeah, we'll see what we can come up with. So what I'm going to do, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go down here again. I'm going to make a few, like, brackets. In the future, we could maybe build something in between or around, but I will need some supporting points to hold up my ship in case I do any accidental disconnections. I'm really hoping that these asserts stay away because I do not have any real weapons so far. And the problem is, if I turn on any weapons I have collected, they will start shooting my own base. So, for the moment, I'm really hoping nothing attacks me so far. Otherwise, this is going to be a completely different playthrough today. I'm going to have to do the same for the moment from here. Bring you down to a second point. I'm just wondering if these are in peace with each other or not. And I don't know if you can actually see like who is enemies of who. I think that would be a nice little addition to the game where you could actually see who is in war with who and who is friends. I don't know. And let's focus on finding that AI block. I think that is going to be number 1 goal. I want to get rid of that thing. It just bothers me that there is a block that is not mine. I mean, there's a lot of blocks that are not mine, but so let's do layer by layer. This is like a long thing on the outside. So could I disconnect you? You might have noticed, you see the red line. This means if I disconnect this is going to disconnect the whole block from it. This is the advanced, I think it's the advanced welding mod that shows the difference between blocks. This is just a regular one. If I would, well, grind away this one, which is red, this is going to disconnect these 2 grids from each other. Programmable block. This is something we're going to have to keep. This we cannot rebuild. I think the custom turret controller we can rebuild. No. So custom turret controller we cannot rebuild as well. So that might be a good one to keep. So nothing in these layers. You have to be sure that if we look that there is no block like hidden inside the core of this. Doesn't look like it. And we will have to remember this for the next time. If we then finally find that AI block, remember where it is, so we don't have to look for this for 50 hours. The conveyor there, we got some beds which are interesting because they have medical components. And there is no point in trying to recharge it. Like I said, I feel like the medical stations are pretty useless. They're only decoration. Where is the AI block? My god. There it is. Holy mother of God. We have the Sojourner coming our way. 5.7. Oh my god, this took way too long. So, if we find the oxygen tank, that is where the AI control module is. Alright guys, we are finally done with this stupid AI block. I think it's time to maybe look into some lights. How much do lights like this use? Let me just see. Control panel, spotlight. Maximum 1 kilowatt. So I think we can put some lights to light up this base. And I think we're going to start from here and just light downwards. So I'm just going to build a little bit of a square where then I can connect the lights to on like 4 points pointing towards the base. That should normally at least give a little bit of light towards the ships. You know what? Let's set up my toolbar a little bit better so we have a little bit more of a setup. Alright, that's gonna be a little bit more organized to find my blocks back to build now. There was a plan to have hinges and then spotlights on those hinges. So I'm gonna place them like that so that the hinges can angle upwards or downwards and then the lights also point down. Then spotlights on top of that. I think like 50 degrees should be okay. I think so, yeah, 50 degrees should be okay. Okay, the only thing we're missing is large steel tube. I'm growing some more of the antenna. I'm gonna take them all, as I want to see if I can fix some thrusters later as well. Let's see, I think about 65% or 65 degrees. So for the moment, the only thing I've seen popping up is assert ships. I've not seen a single scrap ship popping up. So now we're gonna have at least some light that is shining up here. That should give us a little bit more visibility when it gets dark. It is weird that space, because I was assuming this would be a hanging base, but yeah, doesn't really matter in space, does it? But at least what we can do, we could start keeping pieces of the ship and make it a base. Just scrap everything out that we want to keep, like for example thrusters and things like that. We'll have to see what we can do. It could be also just easier to just grind these all down and use them to build up the thrusters we have here. So I think it might be a smarter idea to start focusing on the lower thrusters first. Alright, so I'm gonna clear this base away a little bit. Let's see if we can start putting on the thrusters on this bit by bit. Alright, time to test our lights. I got a feeling this is not gonna be enough. At least the flames seem to be making more light than anything else. Well, it does seem to give a little bit of a... I think in the future, if we decide to stick around here for a base, we're gonna put some lights on the asteroid just pointing inwards towards the asteroid. That should light it up better. Don't think we want to have our ship hanging there while we're building on this. The only reason why we're connected on this is for the hydrogen. I think actually my ship is completely loose anyway. Oh, something is gonna spawn in. Thunderbird. Thunderbird. Let's read that. We could actually build a few of these as well. This has like 400 liters, but I think you can build bigger ones. So let's build some of those freight containers. That's going to be the easiest way to get some extra storage without feeling like it's too cheesy. 2.58, 2.57, 2.56. You're getting a little bit too close. That's probably the closest we got so far. but the distance seems to be slowing down. The number that shows the distance slows down, so I think they are now on a curve away from us. I mean, the number is slowing down. They should go to 53 now, I think. Okay, we're good. Now I should be able to empty this connector into the other one. And can I put another connector here in the meantime while we grind that one down and then weld it up again here? All right, let's shift this over to the other place, lock it on there. All right, so now you are connected there, which means I can now focus on the scout ship. Let's start clearing up and see what we have. I'm gonna temporarily connect you on the back here. Like that. So that we can clear away this. So I'm thinking I want to have 2 ion thrusters on the back as well. Just in case we run out of hydrogen, we still have a backwards thrust with ion thrusters. That means we're gonna have to put a merge block here. Because I'm not gonna use this port anyway. Wait, let me see. Put block here, merge block, merge block. So there has to be a merge block there. We should have this in our... there we go. 1 merge block here. Did we have other merge blocks somewhere floating around that I could grind down? There. Is there anything hanging on my skippy still? No, there the merge blocks are gone. But these 2, we could grind down to... you are already connected. Maybe we should do 1 more just to be 100% sure. So now you're connected to this ship twice, so that means I can definitely grind you guys down. Where were we? We were here. Alright. And let's disconnect you. Now the question is gonna be, how easy can I move this by flying and pulling it on the location? Or is this gonna be funny, more funny than useful? Okay, if I... Alright. Okay. So I'm using the grabby hands mod. It's called improvised experimentation on the workshop, which allows you to manually grab and move items, building blocks in the game. This is definitely not as easy as you would expect because of the momentum. So once it has like a direction it goes, you really have to pull it back to another location so it has this constant tethering. Why are you rotated? Thank you. Yeah, so you can rotate parts while holding them as well. The keybinds are on the description of the workshop. It's pretty heavy as well, so in space it's okay, but you can feel there is a weight to it, and when you're moving it too quickly, it will definitely have some issues with keeping under control. There we go. So that's the first thruster on the left. Now, let's disconnect you. Alright, is there a difference on how we connect these? They seem to be all the same, no? There is just a little difference here with the little piping on the left and the right, but that's all. All right, let's see what we can do with this very gently. Okay, let's grind away some of the blocks. Let's put that merge block on the back. Thank you. All right, so we want the piping to the outside, if possible. I'm gonna rotate this gently. Like that, and then we're gonna fly away gently as well. Not making too much speed on this. Wow. Would you look at that? Alright, now we got 2 of them. Now we can start looking on the thrusters then for left, right, up and down. So these thrusters are okay. If I would put them here on the side, we might want to put a thruster here and a thruster there. 2 on the left and the right, on both sides. And keep this open in case we ever want to do any conveying on those sides. Do the same here. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we could do up thrust here and down thrust here. I think we need more down thrust than up thrust and down thrust. So say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 thrusters we would need in total. Alright, let's see how much we have left that are, let's see, incomplete or control panel, ion, thrusters. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 iron thrusters. So we should be able to do that. I don't have all the resources. That's the only thing that we don't have. So yeah, I'm not a very experienced shipbuilder myself. I'm still feeling very, very uncomfortable while I'm building this, as in not knowing for sure what to do and how to build it. I'm hoping that this kind of playthrough also helps me open up my creativity in this a bit. But we'll see. So don't expect too much of like ship-style building. There will be a lot of weird things. But I think this is about the size I want to go. I wonder if I could do something like that to make it different shape. If I do this and then I put a short end here. And a long end there, what would that make it look? Like that. I don't think that's too bad. Or another solution could be that we just make it a little bit more bumpy. So we could do this. And then shift it to another angle. And then put that block there. Make that a full block. That's okay. Yeah, I could live with that. I'm almost feeling like we should turn it around and have that to be the bottom and that to be the top. This will probably still adjust a lot, so... But in the meantime, while I'm grinding everything away, I want to use the steel plates I'm grinding away to put them straight on the build, so I don't every time have to fly back and forth to that container and storing everything. I don't know, maybe we adjust it completely and completely change this. to be symmetrical, at least in the back, because I feel like this thruster needs a little bit more protection. There's one thing I would like to see as well. You know what? If you have a hydrogen bottle, your hydrogen bottle refills yourself automatically. I would like to see the same happening with your power. If you have a power cell you plug in, it also recharges your power until it's empty, and then you can recharge the battery. Bearfly? Is that a small ship or a large bridge ship? Alright, let's just keep welding this up. And then this one goes here. And that should merge now. There we go. That's the second thruster. Put you in this corner. Relax, 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 relax. There we go. I put a merge block on here. I put a merge block like that. That's merge blocked. Good. Alright, now we just need another iron thruster. Let's see, what do we have? There's no single thruster on this side. There's none on the front. We got a lot of thrusters on the back, so that's a good thing. This one is as good as ready. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna rotate you that way and then flip you over. I might actually have not paid attention to the 3 points. And I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna change the thrusters' locations or positions if they are not the same. I don't think it's worth it for now. We'll see. No. What you doing? Oh, that's... Come back. Was perfectly in place almost. So if you... Okay. If you have like this button where you can switch to grabbing the center or loose, and if you're not careful, if you grab the center, it's gonna push the thing much closer to you. Then it pushes you away, so it creates that kind of momentum with you, but still tries to keep and follow you. So you're just being pushed away. Anyway, we're back and we should be back now. All right. Put another merge block now here. All right, so we now have left, right, and forward thrust. That means we just need to focus now on up and down and braking. So what I'm going to do, we're going to put a conveyor block in here, I think. That way we could either in the future hang another hydrogen thruster on the sides or change the look of it. 3 thrusters, as good as done. We just need some steel plates and construction components. And I think that's going to be it from thrusters then, no? So that's 3 complete thrusters. And I'm now having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 incomplete thrusters. So I think we could put 2 thrusters below and 1 thruster up for the moment, and then add a 3rd thruster here when we find one. I still won't have enough to make a braking thrust. So yeah, I think we definitely need to find another ship to be able to get more thrusters on this. Alright, let's focus on trying to get 2 of these on the bottom. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to skip ahead to the point where I have put these thrusters in place. Otherwise, this is just going to take too much of the same content over and over again. So I will see you again in a bit. So now we got a pretty decent setup as in thrusters. The only thruster we are missing is the braking thrust. So that should be another tour trying to find that. Because for the moment, that's the only thing I can do. I don't have anything anymore to work further on our scouting ship. There is still that scrap hauler down there we could go and get, because there are some thrusters on it, and it is already claimed, so we could go and pick that up, just grind everything down we need, and then the rest just goes into scrap. Look at that. I do love the... that's the advantage of this dark universe, because it does give a much more cinematic feels to space. Was that Scrap Donzella? That's another one of these blue ones, wasn't it? Now that we know where the AI block is, we just need to be aware there is an assault gun on that, no? Alright, I think that's gonna be it then. We'll just go and try and grab another one, which I already forgot where it was. Damn it. So I think the Donzello showed up there. There. As far as I remember, there should be an assault gun on this, so we have to stay at least 2 kilometers away from that ship. I think that's close enough, because he still is getting closer, because he's flying in a certain path that is going to intersect with ours. I think we should be safe if we do this. Ba, 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 ba. No fire so far. Let's grind you down first. It's going to take some time. But these do have quite some large steel tubes and metal grids. And I don't know if I'm going to use assault guns on my ship or just Gatling guns. We don't have a lot of ammo, so that's going to be a little bit of what is going to decide it for us, I think. Off. I'm going to weld you up again so I don't have all that in my inventory. We know where the AI block is. The AI block is near the oxygen tank. And the oxygen tank was somewhere near... There we go. The AI block should be... There we go. You are no longer in control. Alright, what I'm gonna do, we're gonna hack the antenna, gonna turn it on. We're gonna fly to the foundation. Let's clamp it up and fly back home. Complete our scout ship. My little ship is struggling to rotate that ship, but bit by bit, we're getting there. That's another full hydrogen tank. I've been considering also how to implement the progression in this playthrough. So the story is that we are like 300 years out of date, so we have no idea of the new technologies and methods, and that is the reason we are scrapping and salvaging. But somewhere along the way, we should start figuring these things out, learn, and evolve. The question is how we're going to do that. So someone in the comments suggested the grind to learn mod, and that would make sense because reverse engineering is one of the ways to learn, one of the better ways to learn. I'm just afraid that if I install this now, it might shift the challenge too quickly and make it a bit too easy for the initial episodes. But perhaps we could put the installation of that mod behind a milestone, like only after successfully destroying or claiming an enemy faction, or a base, or an outpost, which is not scrapyard of course. We do need to at some point be able to freely refine, assemble and build, otherwise we'll never be able to freely engage with the enemy factions. So yeah, that's a bit of the idea I've been playing with, and any ideas from your side would be appreciated. So the most important thing is to keep the balance between the flow of the game and the challenge. And that's probably where then also the new factions will come into play, so the challenge goes up while the flow can keep going. I've got a wasp there, you see it? It's actually right there. I can see it blinking. Not sure what wasp would have. It sounds like this could be a small grid ship. I think we should be sorted now for iron thrusters, and I think we could put the other hydrogen tank on the other side with the thruster on the front, and that could be our braking thrust. Again, I'm gonna have to put some regular thrusters there because we want to make sure that if we run out of hydrogen, we have batteries to kind of save us. There we go. Connected. 5 connected. Let's put the battery on recharge. Let's put this thing on stockpile. And let's make sure we have a pipe towards this tank for a while. 1 pipe like that. Then elbow. And another elbow. And then straight pipe. There we go. So now you should be filling up my tank again. What could we do here to make this look? Something like this. That should give me enough. I think you guys are under attack of that scrapyard, no? Yes, you are. Not entirely sure if they are under attack or they are just at... No, it's shooting back. Well, that's a good thing to know. The Wasp has weapons, and that also answered my question about factions. The Wasp is not moving, as in it's not flying, so that means that only we need to be careful about the gun. The gyros seem to be active though. That also means that they will be able to rotate the direction I am coming from. Okay, good to know. Alright, so I'm gonna be building some blocks on the outside of this thruster. So first of all, thruster is protected from fire, but also trying to make it look a little bit nice.
Energy low.
Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of experimenting and throwing stuff around, see what looks nice. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a great shipbuilder yet. It's my aspiration to become a great shipbuilder in Space Engineers, but it's going to take me some experience and testing things out. A little bit similar to what I did with No Man's Sky, of course, so... I think this is nice, or is this going to be looking a little bit weird? I mean... we could add a little bit of a bump here to make it look like there's a... But this could work. This could work. This could work. And then here we will need something else. I think we have like the... I think it's this one. Let's see what we have here. This could work. That makes that little cut. And you should be able to make that little cut. So there's like a little rim around the engine. Anger-uppy? These ship names are so weird. The Anger-uppy. I'm assuming it's the Anger-guppy. I'm not sure. It could be we have to adjust the connection. I'm not sure if I like the gap there, the jump. I'm not sure if we like to just close this off like we do here, or do we go for a like a cut? Or do we do this and then we put the like a beam? I think if we change the color and the texture, that would be okay. We can always change after a while. I don't know. It could be that if I do this and we just make a like a small little dent on the outside, then we can put a flat one there, or we can put something else, but then maybe that doesn't look so bad. We're gonna have to flip the batteries in another location. We could put them on the sides as well, like 2 rows of battery left and right. Then that one comes in the middle. Then we have some more piping, and then we connect the other hydrogen tank and the thruster on the front. This might look like a very weird ship, but it will serve its purpose for the moment. So we got tank, batteries, non-hacked, as you will see. These are access denied, but they will work as batteries. We can snap another row of batteries on this side, so we have like a good cluster of batteries on that ship. As we are using iron thrusters, I think we should have definitely a good set of batteries on that. There's going to be a lot of cuts, because there's a lot of things I'm doing in the meantime, which is like just like grinding things down, cleaning things up a little bit, which is very empty content for a video. Now, this hydrogen tank might be very heavy to bring over here by just using the grabby hands mod. So that one we might have to grab with the ship and bring over. Might not make sense. We'll have to see. I'm gonna leave this for a while. We can look at it while we're just flying around and saying like, yeah, no. So we're gonna put a conveyor here, and then on that conveyor junction, we're gonna place our O2 H2 generator. Actually, you know what? I think we can actually take that conveyor away, because we do have the 2 conveyors left and right that I want to use later. So let's grind you away. There we go. Then let's grind you away here. I'm gonna put you here. And the other one we're gonna put there. Assert hammerhead. Is this a nod to Star Citizen? Looks like it. And I'm also assuming that is definitely one that you don't want to have a fight with for a while. There we go. Good boy. Alright, so now we have the O2 generator on the oxygen. Everything is connected. Everything is possible to charge. Later we will need a container. I just don't know where we're going to put it. That's going to be a challenge. It could be that we are later adding nacelles on this left and right, so we can add more hydrogen tanks in the nacelles, maybe with containers. It just depends on what we find.
Energy low.
Really? Again? I think I'm gonna have to install a cockpit somewhere here. That might not be a bad idea, just to jump in and that recharges everything. Or we just install it somewhere. Here. So let us just put a regular container there. A regular cockpit. That is gonna allow us to just sit inside and recharge without having to go to the survival kit. And this is one of the cheapest ones to build. The other ones need that metal grit and stuff. Missing 37 computers. .64. That's pretty close. 2.65. Was that the hammerhead? Yeah, there was the hammerhead. Alright, this should now recharge everything without me having to push a button. Alright, so the next thing we need in here is the connection now to the other hydrogen tank. So hydrogen tank and thruster, that's what is going to come here. Alright, so now you are still nice and full. Now you are also mine, which is nice. You're off. Can I try something? If I would do this, I can move it. All right. I think we're going to have to be careful, though. Because this is pretty large and bulky. I don't want to hit this at like 20 meters per second. There's a lot of momentum on that. I'm wondering if I should go and grab it with my ship. I think I will have more control over this. Let's go and grab it with the foundation. I didn't see the marker for, what you call it, wasp anymore, so I'm assuming they definitely got it damaged. Okay, we got it. Alright, finally. Alright, we need to get this tank underneath. This base is actually getting pretty charming. I don't know. Just the scrapyard feeling you have for it. I don't know if we should make a permanent location out of this. I'm not sure how it should look. Should we make it look like a scrapyard place, like it is, just with like flames and stuff? Should we rotate our ship? Come on, 2.76 I want to see. No, 2.75 now. Come on, go up. It's close enough. Okay, good. This is getting way too close to what I'm feeling comfortable with. So the quicker we can get the ship up and running, the better. Oh. Ah, I'm already there. Okay. Sorry. All right. This tank has to connect right here. Now I'm going to disconnect my ship, because we don't want to have any clanging happening. So as you see, it's going to be a bit of a stubby ship with just a pretty similar front and back, and that's okay for the moment until we can improve on it. So we need some merge blocks. I'm not sure what I did with them. There they are. 4. I cannot snap it on, so we're going to have to grind down this one here. So we can build our 2. So you should snap on that. And you should snap here. Then I can grind weld you up. Like that. Now I can weld you up. The other block. And then we should be able to just maneuver you. No? You're suddenly too heavy? There we go. So now we got up, down, left, right, back and front. This is a functional ship in thrust. The only thing we need to do is we need to put 2 more of these in front as well, just to get the same. We can then work on batteries or on hydrogen. I mean, the hydrogen will be mainly used for acceleration and braking, while we are using the rest just for maneuvering. So what I'm thinking is, if I make this like it is, and we do the same on the other side, and we make it the same on that side as well, then in the future we can always cut this thing in half and then use these 2 as nacelles of a larger ship in the future. That's what I'm thinking. Alright, so I got 3 thrusters left. That's the only things I can do. I grounded down all of the thruster components in every slot. That means we have 3. So what I'm thinking of doing is putting a I'm confusing. We're putting a third one here. That means we have 3 trusses on top, and we put 2 in the front. That means we have 2 braking trusses as well. And that should for the moment be enough until we can expand in the future. Alright, let's disconnect all these and let's get this done. And you know what? I'm just gonna skip ahead as well here and do this off recording. There we go. Braking trust has been successful. Alright, so that's gonna be it for the moment. We're just gonna do some structural blocking now, just to make it a little bit similar. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Can we build a projector? I don't think so, no. No. Okay. I was thinking of building a projector, then just duplicating that and welding the same on the other side. But no. So, what we're gonna do, we're just gonna copy this over. And once again, I'll see you when I'm done with this, because this is also gonna take too much of the video's time. Okay, so what I've did so far is I built the 4 bulkheads, trying to copy over a little bit from the front. Now I didn't completely close it off yet because we still have to be inside. So what I'm thinking, we're going to put our gyros here. Everything is connected. This is not really connected. Maybe we should put the blocks that we're using here. Just so we have a platform to build on. And then I can grind away that block. So what I'm thinking is for a next time, or when I do another ship build, I probably have to do this in like sections and every time show what I did after like 20 minutes of building. Because I feel like if I would just show you all the building done while doing it, it might make the video first too long. And I think it might also make it a little bit too boring, I assume. So that's going to be the plan for the future, is just jumping in steps while I'm building. Okay, so let's turn you off. There we go. You are as good as clean as well. There we go. Now the only thing we need to do is we need to weld you on that thing. And that means we're going to have to use a weld pad because the gyros don't really have merge blocks. So, well, it's hard to do merge blocks with So let's get the weld pad. And let's see, can I do 4? 1. No, I don't need this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that worked. This is gonna be a tight squeeze, isn't it? Maybe we shouldn't put it here. We should put it somewhere where we actually can move the gyro around. Can we put the gyros here? We can. This should give me enough space to put the gyro. So let's put a weld pad 1, 2 here. And then we do the same here. Just prepare them 1, 2 for the future. Right, so we're gonna detach this gyro here. And then bring it down. And once it's down, we're going to put a weld pad on that gyro and then connect it to the weld pad that is in the ship. Oof. We made quite some progress today in this ship, so that's not bad. I'm not sure. Is this ship too big? Oh, come back. Seems like these gyros are pretty heavy as well. As far as I remember, blocks do not change weight, even if I grind them down. The weight always stays the same. So it wouldn't matter if I grind the gyro down. Alright, well, pads 8. I think I'm gonna have to charge my energy first. For the 50 millionth time. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm not sure. Is this ship I'm building too big for the episode 2 I'm assuming that we're probably going to go larger and larger anyway. And as we're just going to keep it as a exploration ship. I don't know. The well pads are actually pretty handy because it doesn't need any blocks in between. The advantage is that you can just connect it to the ceiling or to the place where you snap it to. The disadvantage is it does cost you material. So if you, for example, are short in computers and stuff, then you most likely don't want to spend too much on well plates until you can either craft them yourself or you have a good stock of them. All right, let's rotate you now up so that you can line up with that well pad, and then we can just smack you against there. Oh, this is definitely pretty clumsy, and it's very tight as well, the spot to place it in. All right. Let's see if I can get this close to as well pad. There we go, you go, buddy. All right, that's gyro 1. Let's get the second one. All right, that's the second gyro. Whoa, I just realized I've been on this for over 5 hours now, so I got so carried away that I lost track of time. But I suppose it's time to end the episode here, otherwise this is gonna be a challenge to cram all of this in 1 hour episode. I mean, we nearly completed the inner workings. We got the thrusters, we got fuel, we got power all set, and we crafted a simple, sleekish hull. It's not the most amazing ship. Now, I left part of the hull open so we can add additional batteries and some conveyors. We also need to finalize the cockpit. I'm thinking about maybe adding a small bridge. Now, initially I thought about using this vessel temporarily, then later split up it in 2 parts for the larger ship nacelles, when we do a larger ship later in the series. However, now I'm wondering whether we should keep it as a whole to make 1 nacelle for a larger ship, or just retain it as a standalone ship and then build larger ships from scratch later on. Either way, the primary role of this ship will be collecting and scouting, so barely armed for a fight, just enough for defense, especially as we have hardly any ammo anyway. So we'll postpone the completion and the maiden voyage for the next episode, hoping to find some power cells or ideally an assembler so we can hack our batteries. Container would also be nice, of course. Now, before we end this episode, I would love to hear your ideas for the ship name and what color scheme you think we should adopt. Traditionally, I lean towards black and yellow because that mirrors the channel theme a bit, but I'm open to your suggestions. Also, if you remember, a suggestion for a faction name would be cool as well. But that's gonna be for today's episode. I'm looking forward to taking her out for a spin next week and seeing what we encounter then, but that's gonna be for next week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Beeblebum out.